Hello people, how are you all there? I am very happy today because my IELTS result got announced and I scored an overall 7.5 and an 8 in reading section and a 7 each in listening, writing and speaking. The reason why I'm making this video is that I'd like to share my experience with all you guys, how it was and how I prepared for the exam. Well, first of all, I'd like to recommend you to take it easy. It's not a very difficult exam. Just relax, take a deep breath. And some of the instructions, some of the tips that I'd like to give you. For example, on the reading part is tough. It's not easy. You see, you have to read the questions first of all, then go back to the paragraphs and scan them all, and then read the questions again. So it's all a to and fro motion. So it's tiresome, right? And it requires practice. If you do enough practice, you won't get tired while you'll be solving the reading part of the IELTS exam. And for that, I'd recommend the Cambridge IELTS series. You can practice reading part from that, and that really helps. It helped me a lot. And I got an 8 in reading. Coming towards the listening part. For listening, I would recommend please make yourself familiar with various accents of the world, in particular the American, British and the Australian accent. Watch their channels, watch CNN, watch BBC, make it a habit. And it's really going to help you. See, many people tell me that I've got a tinge of American accent in my accent. You see, I've never been to America. I don't have a single American friend in my entire friend circle. But still, I kind of talk like American because all my life I used to watch their movies, their dramas, their seasons. I used to listen to their music, and that does help you in understanding what they say in their accent, understand their phrases, their slangs. And also it influences your personal accent. So I'd like you to recommend you to expose your ears to their channels. That really helps in the listening part. For writing, it needs practice, and also for writing you need to have a good general knowledge. Now in the writing part, what's more important is not the fancy English vocabulary words. You can do very well even with the simple vocabulary words. I never used fancy words, and when I was I was solving the writing part of my test. What's really tested are the various cohesive devices. And what are those cohesive devices? You can surf YouTube videos. YouTube really helps. So you can come to know what they are. All the paragraphs that you write must be connected to each other. That's what matters. And finally, the speaking part. Speaking is all about practice, practice, and practice. If you're working in an English-speaking environment or living in an English-speaking environment, then that's easy. But like in some parts of the world, there is a discouraging attitude towards speaking English, and local English is preferred. In that case, I would recommend that, okay, you can take a voice recorder. I'm sure you must be having voice recorders there in the cell phones, almost in every cell phone these days. Use a voice recorder, record your voice in English, and then play it over and over again and notice what grammatical mistakes you're making. And then next time you repeat that same sentence, try avoiding those mistakes again. So that would help. And also the examiners in the IELTS sections are very friendly. They're not very, they really help you get through this. And they're very friendly, so you don't need to worry that what kind of a person would come and ask me various questions. They ask very general and very simple questions. So in conclusion, just relax, take a deep breath, and practice all these things. And for those of you who are good at English, let me tell them one thing very clearly. Don't take this test easy. You need to practice. Practice would really help you. I hope you find these tips of mine having some value, and I can guarantee that if you follow them, you're going to do great in your exam. Thank you very much for listening to me.